So why am I standing in a campsite talking about where we're going, leaving the cabin and heading south? Well, we had technical issues and we lost all of our video. So I'm going to give you a quick recap. First, on Labor Day, Monday, we left the cabin and started heading south. But of course, we needed to get tested for COVID before we hit the border. So we stayed in Palmer overnight at a small campground. And from there we went to Tok for our reserved testing at 3 o'clock. But it turns out that the Tok testing site, which was just temporary, didn't care about reservations. It was first come, first serve. So when we showed up around 2 o'clock, we got in line with everybody else and we eventually got tested at 4 o'clock, but we had our results in a half hour and were able to hit the road towards the border. And from there, we found a really cool campsite, which is up next.
Good morning!
Good morning! And a good morning is a morning with a cup of coffee in one hand and a sweetie in the other.
And it's a banner morning when that said sweetie makes that said coffee for you.
Oops, I forgot that small little tidbit.
Well, I'm Angie.
I'm Rhonda, and we are Adventures in Nomadness with coffee.
And a sweetie. Hey, we are 11 miles from the Canadian border. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning and we're heading that way. If you're new to our channel, we are full-time in our 21-foot escape travel trailer, and we have an off-grid cabin up in Talkeetna, Alaska. And we came up last summer just to spend the summer and work on the cabin. With the pandemic, we ended up staying through another winter, my 13th. Here first. It was awesome, but yeah, I don't really want to spend a whole nother winter here. So we are taking advantage of the relaxed Canadian entry requirements and heading into the Yukon in a few minutes here and going south for the winter where it's a lot warmer.
Traveling is not all about the destination, it's also about where you are at the moment, and this is a perfect example. Take a look at the spot we spent last night.
Yeah, so this is at the Seton Recreation Area. We found it on the iOverlander app, which is a great app for finding overnight parking and boondocking. This is in the Tetlin National Wildlife Refuge, so really good spot. This is a beaver pond right behind us. There's trails all over, so if you're driving for the day, want a great place to stop overnight, and then get out and stretch your legs on some trails, this is a great spot. Now the nice thing about Alaska is that you can use any of the pullouts as long as it doesn't say no camping or no overnight parking. This one didn't, so we took full advantage. We were the only ones here. Ready to hit the border?
Yep, and enjoy some more fall colors.
It's gorgeous out here. We're so lucky with this weather.
Oh well, this place has a great clean pit toilet and a place to dump your garbage. But please don't pull in here and throw your garbage everywhere or offload a lot of garbage and make it difficult for everybody else. Let's try to keep it the same way as it is right now, clean and perfect for the next camper that comes by looking for a
oh my god, quiet bad coffee. Let's go hit the border. Bye Alaska, we're so sad.
We'll miss Alaska for sure,
yeah, but we'll be back next year.
Yeah.
Wait, what? How come we're in front of the Welcome to Alaska sign and we're leaving Alaska? There's this sort of this weird area between when you enter Alaska, the border is that way, and then when you enter Canada, the entrance is that way. So there's this kind of in-between area, and the Welcome to Alaska sign is there, and the Welcome to the Yukon sign is right there. We made it to the border. We're at Beaver Creek and the Canadian checkpoint is right here. So far we've been here for about 30 minutes. There were 5 vehicles in front of us, and it's taken about, I guess, about 15-20 minutes per vehicle. So we'll probably be here for at least another 45 minutes or so before we're through the border. But what does it take to get to the border these days? First of all, there's something called the ArriveCan app that Canada wants you to have. We've got it loaded on our phone. It makes the whole process a lot more streamlined. And then, of course, we have our passports. And inside our passports, I have paper clipped our vaccine cards. And this is all information that they want you to input into the ArriveCan app. And then, of course, we have our 2 negative COVID tests. We'll have that because I want to see those as well. Although they do ask you to put that information into there as well. As far as your passports and your vaccine card, you actually take photos of those, and those get uploaded to the app itself. We have our vehicle. Sometimes they ask, sometimes not. I mean, I've actually never been asked for dog paperwork, but it's the one time you don't have it, is the one time they'll ask. So we have their shot records right here, along with their rabies vaccinations and health certificate. And then we have our trailer insurance and our vehicle insurance and registration, which is up there still. And that's everything we need. So the ArriveCan app is kind of the newest, latest addition to making the border crossing more streamlined, especially with COVID. They were trying to gather all the information in one spot. So yeah, we'll keep waiting. We were gonna try and get to our friends tonight south of Whitehorse, but you know, with the time change, it's 11 o'clock already in the morning. We won't get out of here till probably close to noon. And then, you know, Beaver Creek's right there. There might be a coffee stop along the way. The weather's gorgeous. I know us, we'll be stopping a lot to take photos. So we're gonna camp somewhere tonight and we'll hook up with our friend Sean tomorrow.
What's this? This is the milepost. It's the best resource you could possibly have. One, if you don't have connectivity, it still works. It has lots of information about the different locations, every single mile, and what you're going to see, and what possible gas stations and whatever else is there. And if the road conditions are particularly bad in that particular mile, it'll let you know. But I don't really trust that kind of stuff. I just assume the road conditions are going to be bad.
All right, so how long did it take us at the border? It took us almost an hour of waiting for all the vehicles in front of us, which were a total of 5. And then the person in front of us took a little bit of time, and they got pulled over because he was carrying firearms and not sure if he'd had them pre-registered from what we could overhear them at the window. And it took us from the time we got to the window, and they were dealing with them still, so we had to wait a couple of minutes. From the time we got to the window until the time we were waved through, 4 minutes. That's all it took, because we had our act together, and they had everything to show them right there, plus the app all filled out. So yeah, for almost an hour of waiting and 4 minutes to get through. Kind of awesome.